Good day, my name is John, and today I'm going to share with you how you can set up your wedding venues digital open day on our platform called eventwall. Before we do that, let me just run through what the platform should look like once you've done setting it up. Bearing in mind that this will be viewable on both your laptop as well as on smartphone devices, making it easy for guests and visitors to access the platform on the day of the event. First off, you would have your main screen, which is your banner, and in this case, everything you see on this screen is basically an image. So firstly, you would need to have an image or a banner designed, and bear in mind that you'll need to have two of these. One would be a landscape option, which is easily viewable on larger screens like desktops and computers, and the second banner should be more square to accommodate smartphones. So when people view this on their smartphones, it will show the square banner instead of the landscape banner. Scrolling down, you'll have a hashtag for Instagram, and if people click on that hashtag, it will take them to Instagram where that hashtag is displayed. Optional, you can also have your attendance register, and when people click on the attendance register, they can complete the information if they choose to attend the event. Moving down, we have a list of your links, social media, as well as contact information that can be available. For the links that you do not have, they will be grayed out, but for those that you do have, they will be in the color of your branding. Furthermore, you'll have your first list of service providers or sponsors or vendors. Now, bear in mind that various venues uses various terminologies. In this case, I'm using the word sponsors and vendors, but this headings can be changed as per your preference, and later on I'll show you how you can do that. But what's important to note is that over here you can have a list of featured service providers, and these could either be businesses or individuals, such as people. For an example of individuals, we can have a look at this link over here, which is quite similar. And here, as you see, we've changed the name from gold sponsors, we've changed it to guest speakers. So you have complete control as to how that appears. If one clicks on any of these photos, you will then see a mini profile page comes up where you have a short overview of who the person is, some contact information for them, and also the social media links. Below that is a form where one could also send a message, and that message will be sent to this particular person's email address. So if you're having special guest speakers that will be featuring on the day, you can add the information here, and guests will be able to send them direct messages. A very popular feature as well is the ability to upload their presentation slides. So if they have any presentation slides that they'd like to share or disseminate with the people attending, you can upload it here, and when people click on this button, it will then download their presentation slides. This therefore means that people no longer need to be taking photos of every presentation slide that's appearing on the projector. Okay, coming back to our original demo, you'll also notice that the colors have changed. The colors have changed from purple to the other one, which is more of a brownish goldish color. That is because you can customize the look and feel of your page to your colors of your event. Let's have a look at what it looks like for a business. This is what it looks like for a business. Right. Coming on further down, we've then got a button that gives you the address of the venue. This is very nice because for those who don't know how to get to your venue, if they click on this button, it will then open up Google Maps, and Google Maps will then give them directions on how to get to your venue. This works on both smartphone as well as tablets as well. Next, you've got your welcome introduction, where you can welcome people to your event wall for your open day and you can ask them to engage with you in various ways. Coming on further down, we've got a few buttons going down. Now bear in mind the image behind that. This image is a random image that can be uploaded by yourself. Um, in the context of it being a wedding venue open day, you could make this an image of the venue itself by, of your choosing. So first button, we've got your event media. If one clicks on it, this is where you can share various kinds of information in the form of PDF documents, photos, web links, etc. You could even have videos from YouTube linked to in this section. So here's an example of a brochure. If one clicks on the button, it will open or download that brochure. You can share your rate cards, perhaps your menu options, your wedding packages. You can also display your map of your property for those who need to find their way in and around the venue. And then also what we've got here is additional links. So any of your partners that you'll be showcasing with on the day will be able to share their information as well. So be it brochures or profiles, anything that normally one would end up printing, and bearing in mind that the aim of this platform is to help you start saving on costs such as printing. So instead of having to print hundreds of flyers and brochures, you can now make it digitally available and it's available to everyone who has access to your event wall. We've also got a directory, and this directory can be a directory of your vendors that will be exhibiting or recommended service providers that you work with. You can have them all listed here. If you're having them all in various sections of your property, you can indicate here where they are situated. Perhaps some vendors are exhibiting at the main wall, others are on the terrace, some on the front lawn, and the list can be endless as long as you need or want it to be. Although this is just a directory, I'll show you just now how you can add more value for your vendors and exhibitors by actually showcasing their full profile. Then you've also got some, in this case, I've got food vendors. So let's assume we've got some food trucks on the property that will be coming to sell food. You can have them also listed on here, and I'll show you where you can do that. In this case, I've got a few restaurants listed, and if you click on each logo, it gives you a mini profile of who they are, what they do. There you'll see the social media links, and if you click on that view button, it actually opens up a very detailed profile page for this particular business. The nice thing is that you don't have to upload or set up the information. They can do it themselves with quick and easy instructions that we can assist you with. Please also bear in mind the titles that you see can be changed and it is editable. So if you prefer not to have a directory, you can even remove it completely, or you can maybe change the title from directory to something else. For comparison purposes, let's go again to the wedding expo page and see how that differs. Here you see we've got gold sponsors program, whereas in this case we've got food vendors lineup. So instead of program, we've got lineup. So you can actually change the the, the, um, the headings of those sections. Just to continue with what else we have, we've got a lineup, and the lineup is basically your program. And here you can indicate um, the day and the time. In this case, I've omitted the day, but you can add the date. You can add the item, you can add some details, and you can even indicate where it's happening. Furthermore, you could even add videos attached to that particular item on the program. So if you've got a keynote speaker, if you haven't attached the um, the presentation slides in this top section over here, like I showed you earlier. You can actually even have it attached over here. So if you have a keynote address by someone, you can ask them to share their presentation slides, and if people click on this icon, it will then make those presentation slides available for download. Furthermore, you can even set it as to when you want it to be available for people to download. So you don't want people to view it before the day, before the time. So when 10 o'clock arrives, you can set it to only show that presentation slide at 10 o'clock or even after the event. You can also add videos, and here's an example of what a video would look like. So any video that's on YouTube, we can then embed onto the eventwall platform. And this is what your program would look like. Look again at the colors. All the colors can be updated and changed. The background image that we have over there, that can all be customized by yourself. Then you've got your contact page, and your contact page basically is a contact form that sends a message to the event organizer. And then we've got virtual tour, and this virtual tour is also the same as a live stream. So if you plan to live stream your event, if you're live streaming it through YouTube, we can embed the live stream onto your event wall page, and you can have the live stream. So this virtual tour can actually be changed to live stream, and this will then be the live stream video feed that people will see. The next section we have is a message box where anyone can post messages, and this is just to encourage interaction from your guests. If they post a message here, I'll show you just now where those messages will appear. But coming on further down, to give your vendors and your suppliers and your service providers some exposure on the platform, you could have them all listed in this section as well. And when they are listed in here, they would need to have created a profile page on our platform, bearing in mind that it is free to create such a profile page. But just to give you an idea of what it would look like, if I click on Summer Grove Estate, this is a quick summary of what it looks like. But if one clicks on view, it opens up a detailed and in-depth profile page, which is very synonymous to the looks of a website on its own. So some businesses, especially in the events industry, even use our platform as a website for their businesses. As you can see, it's quite in depth, and I'm not going to run through all the components of it for the sake of keeping this video short. So each business listed over here, they would have to create a profile, and the nice thing is that they will then upload the information that's relevant to their business. And once they've done so, they need to inform you so that you can then link them on the back end. Coming on further down, you've got a gallery. Just bear in mind, although you see one gallery, you can have up to 3 galleries displayed here. The first gallery would be a generic gallery of photos that you upload. The second gallery would be a gallery of photos and selfies that was taken on the day of the event by the guests. So this also encourages interaction and encourages people to come onto your platform to visit and to engage with you. So when people click on this upload photos button, they can actually click on each box to upload photos, and there's no limit as to how many photos they can upload. But what's important to note is that we can set the system so that you can either allow only people who have RSVP'd to upload photos, and to do so they need to enter the email address to confirm that they are actually one of the guests at the event. An alternative is that we can allow anyone and everyone to upload photos, which can also be set in the back end. Again, as you're noticing the colors, it's all interchangeable. You can update it to the exact color scheme of your choice, as well as the images. We've also got a tab that allows you to post some announcements if you'd like to do so. And then further down, we've got some videos. This is your virtual video gallery where you could even showcase some videos. In this example, because it's a venue open day, I've shown some videos of weddings that took place at this venue. So when, as you can see, those are various videos that you can upload there. What's important is that all of these videos are hosted on YouTube. So the video needs to be on YouTube, and all you need to do is add the YouTube URL in order to load those videos there. Then you've got your message board. Now remember further up where I showed you where you can upload photo, where you can leave messages. Once you submit that message will appear in this section. Lastly, you've got, or second last, you've got your vote of thanks, where you're thanking everyone for being part of the day. And very last, you have an ad section. In this ad section, you can have posters like these, and these posters are hyperlinkable. So if someone clicks on this poster or banner, it will then take them to the link of your choice. In this case and in this example, I've created a voucher that one can set up. And if you click on that voucher, it takes you to another page where guests can buy wedding vouchers. And this is basically discount vouchers that you can sell your guests. And this discount voucher is to the value of 12,000 Rand. That's South African Rands. And they only need to buy it for 300 Rand. But how this voucher works is that when you buy this voucher of 300 Rand, you get access to the following wedding services. Now, these wedding services are basically services provided that can be provided by your respective um, exhibitors or partners or vendors. For example, the photographer might be willing to offer 25% discount on a pre-wedding shoot. So when you buy this voucher, you're getting 25% discount. If I click on it, it gives you a little more detail what it is about. 25% off your wedding photo shoot. It gives you the information what it's about. You can share some terms and conditions. It only applies from Mondays to Thursdays. And you can actually click on view profile to learn more about the service provider. So the value of this 25% would maybe be 650 Rand. And that's how you get to the 12,000 by adding up all these savings that gives you the total amount of um, value that you're getting at the end of the day. But considering that you only pay 300 Rand for it, shows you that you can actually get a lot of value through this voucher program. What is important though is that you, as the venue, should then get in touch with every service provider and say, listen here, we're going to sell a voucher, and this voucher is going to help us get more customers to you. So what discount can you provide, or what special offer can you offer us, and what would be the value of that discount, or that the amount of that value? And at the end of the day, that will help you to come up with a nice big number that you can make available. And when you sell it at a low fee, and that fee will then be paid over to your venue. Um, and you would then keep the proceeds of that minus an admin fee for the transaction processing and all of that. But apart from that, that entire voucher money goes over to your venue, and you can decide how you want to use it. Some venues choose to donate it for charities, others choose to keep it as an operating cost, others choose to use it for another project that they're working on. At the at the end of the day, this is a way that you can use to generate income through the platform. Coming back further up, speaking about generate ways to generate income, some venues also choose to charge a small fee to every exhibitor or vendor that is listed on there. That is possible. You can do that, and there's no cost for that from our side. Um, and yeah, that's basically what the front end looks like. So allow me to go to the back end to show you how we put this all together. So when one logs in, um, we will basically set up the page for you. And when you log in, you'll get to this dashboard. And when you get to this dashboard, you will then have to come to the section called Events. And under Events, you need to click on Corporate. Under Corporate is where you will see the event that we will then create for your open day. But bear in mind, eventwall can be used for funerals, corporate events, weddings, social events. To learn more about that, please do visit our mother website called eventwall.com, and that is where you'll be able to learn all about it. But for your open day, you will go under the corporate tab to create an open day event. If in the future you need to create another event, you can either contact us or you can click on the section that says Create Event Wall. Create an event wall, and this will also guide you through the process of creating one. So under corporate events, you should find where the open day is that we created for you. And when you click on the edit button, you can go into the page that allows you to edit it. Or if you click on the eye icon, this will then allow you to view the front end of what it would look like for your guest. So let's click on the edit button, which takes us to this page. Now this is the edit page the for this one that I've showed you. So I'm going to run through the various sections that shows you how to manage this event. In another video, I will also show you how you can manage RSVPs and sell tickets for your event through the platform as well. But for the sake of this video, I'll only focus on the main page for now. Please also bear in mind all transactions are currently done in South African rands, and very soon we'll be able to do it in international currencies such as the US dollar as well as British pound. So first we've got your event name. This will most likely already be set up for you, and then you don't need to worry about the customer editor because that is yourself. Next, you've got the event organizer details. Now it's important to enter the name, email, and phone number, as when people when they click on the contact button and they complete this form, it is to this person that form will be emailed, that information will be emailed to. Next, you've got the about the event. Again, you've got your event name, and then you've got your event type. Now it's very important, if this hasn't already been set to venue open day, the first thing you need to do is set it to venue open day, because it's going to do some changes further on to the bottom of the screen that's going to guide you into adding the right information in the right places. So if it's a venue open day or if it's a trade show, it's very important that you select the type of event that it is. We are also constantly customizing and updating this platform so that it can be as appropriate and applicable as possible for the event type that you are working on. So whether it's open day, whether it is an exhibition or an expo, these are the two options that you would then focus on. So here we've already set it to an open day, and now we're setting what is the event date and time that it will be. Next, we've got your address. Now the venue address, you can put the physical address in there, but if, like many venues struggle with having the address and people locating the venue on the address, you can also go to Google Maps. So you go to maps.google.com, and what one does there in maps.google is you find your venue on maps.google. For the sake of this presentation, I'm just going to say CTICC. So you find your venue, and all you do is you copy the entire link, you copy all of that, and you come back and you paste it all in here. That's where you enter your Google Maps address. This will be the most accurate way to enter your venue's address that will allow people that when they click on the address over here, it opens up the right location on Google Maps, and then it guides people to your exact physical location. You can also set a separate email address for attendance to manage your attendance register. The person that will be notified whenever someone registers to attend the event. Bear in mind your events can be free, and it can also be um, paid for, so people could be charged a fee for attendance. And then your Instagram hashtag is entered over here, and you can decide if you want to display your attendance register or not. When you don't display it, it just removes that button. And very importantly, if you feel that your event is quite exclusive and it's obvious that when someone accesses this, they can just copy the link and share it with friends and family. If you want to make it private so that only those attending will have access to it, you can actually set a password for this event. So if I set a password, I'm going to call it password. If I set a password for this event, what will happen is, let's just save. So to save, we scroll all the way to the bottom and click update event. If I set a password for the event, what would happen is the event page will be blocked from anyone that wants to view it, and people will have to enter the password in order to view it, and now they can view it. So that is one way of keeping your event secure from unwanted um, people accessing it. But for the sake of this, we will remove that password. Next, we've got your links. This goes without explanation. You just enter your web address, social media links. For your WhatsApp number, please put in your country code followed by your WhatsApp number. So this would be 0, but because it's WhatsApp, we're adding a 27 and the rest of the number. That is important for WhatsApp to work. Next, we've got your welcome notice. This is where you can type a welcome message to your guests. And then you can also, in this section, you can upload your respective header banners. The first banner should be square, and this will be the banner that will be displayed on mobile phones, and the next banner should be um, rectangle, and the dimensions are specified here. This is a recommended dimension. It doesn't have to be precise, but as close as possible to that. And when you upload it, this is then the banner that will appear on desktops, and that's the banner that will appear on smartphones. Next, we've got your photo gallery. Um, each photo gallery, if you click on the respective gallery, it will show you the different options. To give the gallery a name, just enter the name there. Your second photo gallery, or before I get to the second one, the only thing you need to do to upload photos, just click on the button and you can then find the respective images for that. And that's the way that you upload it. If you need to delete it, you just click on the red X and that deletes the image. The second photo gallery, um, like I said earlier on, the second photo gallery is for guest selfies. So you can have people upload their selfies on the day of the event, and you can actually decide if you want to allow them to do so or not. If you don't want to allow them to do it, let's just see what happens. So if we go here to the gallery, for people to upload photos, they need to click on this upload photo button. But if you don't want them to upload photos, you just set it to don't allow. And when it's set to don't allow, that button will disappear. But in this case, we want to allow people. But the next question is, do you want anyone and everyone to do so, or do you only want guests that RSVP'd? And this is where you can select that option. And this will then filter out the guests that have RSVP'd, allowing only them, because what they need to do is they need to confirm by adding the email address. They need to enter the email address. If they don't enter the email address that they used when they RSVP'd, they will not be allowed or they will not be able to post or upload those photos. Then your third photo gallery can be a gallery that of photos that is provided by um, perhaps you have an official photographer on site, so maybe you'd like to have some professional photos also uploaded to the platform. That's what you can use your third photo gallery for. But we leave a lot of these options open-ended so that you can actually tweak and adapt and change it to the way that you actually want to use your platform. Next section we have is YouTube videos, and all you need to do is if you have a YouTube video or a more specifically a live stream that you want to make available on your event wall, you can paste that YouTube URL over here. But please, very important, bear in mind and take a note of the format of this URL. It normally has youtube.com/watch with a question mark V. Some YouTube links display differently, and as a result, they don't always appear properly. So this is where your video ID is. So if your video URL is in this format, it should work. If not, then please contact us so we can assist you in getting it in the right format. And then again, you can choose to restrict access to that video. You can either make it available for everyone, or you can make it, if it's a paid for event, you could make it only available to ticket holders. And if it is not a paid but people needs to still RSVP, you can limit this to the confirmed RSVPs. And what it then happens is when people want to watch the video, they need to enter the email address, which basically confirms, or our system will then check and confirm that whether they have RSVP'd or not. And you can then have those that video appear on event wall, or if you select no, it will then take them to YouTube, and on YouTube they'll be able to watch the video. We do, however, recommend that you don't send them to YouTube, but rather keep them on event wall. That way they don't get distracted by other videos on YouTube, and you can still keep them on your platform for as long as possible. Furthermore, we've got some miscellaneous sections. So this is where you can add announcements. You can add a heading. In this case, let's have a look and see what that would look like. That's over here. Competition. Post a message on our wall. Tell us what you love most about the venue, and you might win 50,000 rands prize. Right? This is an example of a competition, and that information is then put over here. You can even add a link um, where they can go to. If you add that link, let's just click save. If you add that link, there you'll see the button appears that allows them to click on a link that takes them to whatever link you want them to go to. So this can be any kind of an announcement. It can be a competition. It can be maybe you want people to wear masks. Maybe you want to remind people that that there's a show that's starting in the main hall at 5 o'clock, whatever the case might be. So you have two of those, miscellaneous 1 and miscellaneous 2. And then you've got also a vote of thanks where you can add, and like I said, the title can be changed to whatever you want, and the content as well. Very important, we've got your event colors that you can set, and all you need to do is click on the down arrow and you can select the color that you want. And it allows you to set a primary color and a secondary color. This can be anything. What we would always recommend is that you refrain from using black and white, and that your primary color is always darker than your secondary color, because there will be times when a secondary color will be overlapped onto your primary color or vice versa. Next, we've got your event media. Event media is this section over here. This button, everything you see here, that is where event media is. Now you can change the title from event media to whatever you want. And the first thing I want you to notice is your background image. That background image you've got there of the lady in the wedding dress that you upload over here. Click on this button and it will allow you to upload an image. And that will be the image that appears in the background. And to create a media item, all you do is you give the item a name. Let's say floor plan, and you click create. When you create floor plan, all you need to do is click on the edit button and you can add details. View our floor plan, whatever you want it to be. You select a media type. Is this an image that you're going to show them? Is it a file, a PDF document? Perhaps it's a web link or a video link. You can specify. If it's an image, I can then upload the image by clicking there. If it's a file, same story. If it's a web link, I will then enter the web link, or if it is a video link, I will then add the YouTube link in that section. And I can also set the date and time as to when I want this to be available. Perhaps I only want people to download this um, the following day after the event, or when the event closes, or maybe from 12 o'clock that day. So I can actually set the day and the time when I want this item to be available. So let's say on the 10th, and I want it to be from 9 o'clock. So now that that's set, I can update this media item, and now the floor plan is included. So there's our floor plan, but remember I didn't attach anything, so there's no download icon. And then also I can also set the order of appearance. Order of appearance says I want it to appear right on top, I want it to be right at the bottom. So if I wanted this to appear right on top, I can make this 0, 1. If I set it to 0, 1, okay, there's also a 0, 1, so I change that to 0, 2. So now the order of appearance is that is first, that is second, and everything else follows. So I can set exactly what I want to appear, where I want it to appear. And if I click on the front, you'll notice there's the floor plan right on top, 0, 1. If you want to edit it, click on the edit icon. If you want to delete it, click on the bin, which I will be doing now. I've deleted it, so it's no longer there. This process applies to almost all the other sections that's about to follow, but we'll still go through all of them. So that is our event media section. Next, we've got our event lineup. This is also your program for the day. And in the program, let me add one item to the program so that you can see how we do that. But what's important is that you add every item that's on the agenda. So I'm going to add closing at 4 o'clock. So I've added the word closing. I click create, and there's closing. Click on the edit button and we add details to that. The location will say main wall. Is there a live stream video link for this? If not, I can leave it blank. If there's an attachment I want to add, if not, I leave it blank. And I also set the date and time. So once you set the date and the time, it will automatically display according to the timeline of the date and time that you've set. And then I can choose to display the time, and I can also choose to display the date. And if there is any video or media, I can also select from when do I want that video and media to appear. So I can display this without the media, or I can have it displayed with the media depending on the date that I set. If we go back to the front end and we select line up, there we see the item that I've added, closing. Next we've got featuring, and to show you where featuring featuring is it this featured suppliers? No, it's gold sponsors. So our gold sponsors are these items. All of this is all created in this section. So I could have it as companies, I could have it as people, like I've shown you in the Wedding Expo demo. And basically, it's the same process that one follows to create a featured item. Um, all you do is you add the featured name, you upload a logo or a photo, you give it a type, a feature type. If it's a person, you can add a designation or a salutation, Mr., Mrs., Doctor. You can add a short write-up, and you can even upload a bio or a profile for that particular person. You can add a YouTube link for the YouTube video. You can add the presentation. If they're doing a presentation, you can upload the presentation, give that presentation a name. You can specify the date and time that you want it to be downloadable, and you can add the links as well. And depending on the type of media that you add, you can say, yeah, what is the main focus for this person. Maybe you want attention to the media or the YouTube video or the description, and the way it displays is then tailored according to that selection. So that's how you create this featured section, and this is the section right on top. This can be your main entertainers. This could be your the people that or the services or the main focus of the event that you want to draw people's attention to. Next, you've got your videos. You give your video, say, heading, virtual tours and past weddings, and that videos appears, where is it? There. Virtual tours and past weddings. Those are the videos. And all you do is you add a video name, you click create, and the video name appears there, and you add a video URL. Please bear in mind, this is the format in which the URL needs to appear. Sometimes YouTube generates a short URL, and sometimes those URLs don't appear properly. All you need to do is ensure that this section of the URL is the same, and then just add the code um, straight after this URL. That should work. If you do have problems, please contact us and we'll be happy to assist. Again, you can also set the order of appearance by just adding a number. You can make this video appear first. You can make this video appear second. If you have more than 10, I suggest you make your numbers 01, 02, 03, so that you can go beyond 10. Right. Next section we have is vendors. Now, these are in this case we've set it as food vendors. This works for venues where you're using various service providers. Maybe you've got food trucks, so you can even change that to food trucks. Bearing in mind, you can change the background image. You can add a heading. Now, there's two ways of adding these. You could either, if you are doing the food yourself in-house, you could either add a menu. So if you do that, you always select supplied in-house, and that means you yourself will be adding the list of food or menu that will be available, and all you do is you enter maybe breakfast or cocktails or arrival drinks. If you click on create, that's where cocktails appears, and if you edit it, you can now edit the details pertaining to that food, right? um, you can center it if you like, change the color of the wording, whatever the case might be. But if in the case of an open day or an expo, you would be having outside service providers, then select the option that says supplied by vendor. And what this does is this allows you to search our directory of listed vendors. So if you are looking for a particular restaurant that already has a profile on Eventwall, you can then import their details. So all one would need to do is, if they're not already signed up with us, which is free, you can contact them and ask them to create a free profile on our platform. And once they've done so, you can come here and you can add their details. So if I search restaurant um, and I click on this magnifying glass, I should find all the businesses that are restaurants or have restaurants, and I can select their information. And all I do is I click on add. Now, the moment I click on add, let's do it with this one, Doodles. The moment I click add, it adds them. And you will notice when I go back and I click on food vendors, they've been added. And when you click on to view the details, you'll find the details here. And if you click on view to learn more about them, it opens up their profile page, which is quite similar to having their own website. Um, and that's where the details will appear. Um, right. Next, we've got your vendor directory. This can be a directory of any sort, of any type. And in this case, in this example, I made it a directory of everyone that is exhibiting on the day. So although this is quite similar to the previous section, um, you can have different types of directories or lists. Perhaps you have main sponsors that you want to give special features and special, you want to show their logo, whilst others that are not main sponsors but just exhibitors, you just want to list their name. So this is how you can do that. You can add the section. Maybe you have different sections on your property. The main wall, add main wall there, click create, and then you edit, and now you can make a list of everyone, of all the vendors that are listed in your main wall. And once that's done, you just click on update as you added them. And that is the Sylvia directory. There you've got your main wall and you've got your list of service providers. Remember again, your background, that is all set by you, and that's where you click to upload your background image. The next section we have is your event contributors, and this, in this case, I named this heading featured suppliers, which is this section over here, featured suppliers. Now, this is where you can really give nice exposure to your vendors, where you can, again, you can search for their business. So if you want to find, you enter their name, click on the search bar, and now you can find their company. And once you found the company, you can actually add them to the event wall. So let's assume we want to add this guy. Let's add him. There's his logo, so he's been added, LM. And to find him here, you'll notice there's his company profile. So the heavy lifting doesn't need to be done by yourself. The heavy lifting can be done by the vendors. They will, I have a video where we can show them how to create and set up their company profile. And when they do so, all you need to do is search for them on the platform and add them. And then the last and final section we have is the add banners. The add banners is this section over here. This is where your ad banners will apply or appear. And to set up an ad banner, this is done in your profile page. It's not created on this page. So In another video, we will show you how you can create ad banners, and that basically covers how to set up your open day profile page or your open day event wall. And make sure that every time you've made changes, you scroll to the bottom and you click on update event, so that your changes can take effect. Thank you so much for your time, and should you have questions, please do feel free to get in touch with us. We hope to see you on the other side of the wall.